Tradition, it have a price. Now here's the irony. The whole island, they approve the farming, they promote the show. Same ones who clap, turn around and see. But the farmer's still standing, taking the breeze. The magistrate nod, say you can play your part. Go on to the show, let the music start. Back it to the court, give a little smile. But his confiscated parts, them keep a while. So he walk on stage with his head held high. Sing about the land beneath the heavy sky. Yeah, welcome to another edition of Alkebulan Stories. Yeah, we are about to launch on this platform Alkebulan Story session, and we wanna, as much as possible, encourage folks to get on board. We're gonna be, scheduling ourselves to really deal with some African consciousness. We seemingly in these parts we don't pay as much time to our stories. I don't want to say history, to our stories. And so, sometimes we talk about these things and we say, who is doing what and who should be doing what to ensure that our stories are maintained. And, as I get wiser, I don't like to say older, wiser, I recognize that we are the ones that we are waiting for. And if we don't, make the effort and we don't do what is necessary, then we are just going to be like the others who are saying, yeah, somebody else should do it. So I don't want to wait until somebody else have to do it. I want to start to do it. So from time to time, you're going to find on this platform, we're going to be coming in and dealing with some of these issues. And we are going to eventually have guests from time to time as well, sitting in and engaging in the discussions. And from time to time, it might just be myself. We recently celebrated Alkebulan History Month, Alkebulan Liberation Day, sorry. Alkebulan Liberation Day, which was on the 25th of May, celebrating 63 years since we attempted to make this move to be able to create a united African, united diaspora. I am, at this time, really feel the need to really come out and express myself um, in relation to um, an organization that I am a part of that's known as the African Diaspora Collective. And this organization, I am to be the Caribbean ambassador for the organization. And we are seeking to bridge that gap between Africa, the mainland, the continent, and those of us who are in the diaspora. So a couple of years ago, I would have gotten caught up with the founder of the organization, and we would have engaged in a number of Zoom calls and Zoom meetings, and eventually I recognized that the diasporan aspect was more geared towards whether it's Canada and America and the UK, but there was not much exposure and opportunity for the Caribbean, and so I began interjecting the Caribbean and highlighting more of the Caribbean and our experience and so on in the mix, and thus, well, I'm here now as the Caribbean representative of the African Diaspora Collective. We are basically um, a global organization, and I'm going to give you a little brief um, story about the African Diaspora Collective. So the African Diaspora Collective worldwide, previously the African Diaspora Collective North and South America, ADC-NSA, and originally was launched in Washington, D.C. in September 2022 as the African Diaspora Collective USA in response to the UN Decade of People of African Descent, the priorities, goals, and aspirations of the AU Agenda 2063, and in response to the call for the activation of the sixth region by the 2012 amendment of the AU Constitute Act, creating the sixth region. In 2025, the African diaspora look to become the largest group in private sector companies, civil society organizations, and governmental actors that work through a collective structure for worldwide supply chain development for the advancement of people of African descent worldwide. And so that's what is happening. The five continents, 104 countries, 869 cities, and the 16 languages spoken by those have engaged in the African Diaspora Collective since being established in 2022. 63% of our engagement is via online, and 92% of our engagement is from direct referrals from one of our 12 um, African Diaspora embassies worldwide. And, these embassies in the Middle East, Israel, the ambassador is Ashwell Moore. United Kingdom, London, Ambassador Sharon Jones. Africa, Ghana, Ambassador Davisha L. Johnson. Europe headquarters, France, by Ambassador Joel Canuet. Mexico, still to be decided. Okay, so we do have an ambassador in India, Arnold DB. We have Canada, Celilai Titoli, um, Caribbean, Yasan Tafari, and myself. And so we are moving ahead steadily and we are looking forward to your engagement. There is a link that I will be able to provide for you eventually if you're interested in joining up and being a part of the movement. We're looking to really do some significant things in the year 2026, and we will be updating you as much as possible. So that's another thing that's going to be happening here on the platform. I'm going to be using the platform as well to be able to engage you, the public, in what's happening with the African Diaspora Collective and seek to, as much as possible, have you become a part of it, join, and so we can all make this a reality much more sooner than later. We are looking at some longer term objectives, but I am one who would love to see the Caribbean moving on board. 2026, by at least 2027, I should have over 1,000 or 5,000 members in the collective. I'm going to be starting with St. Kitts and Nevis because that's where I'm based, but I'm very much open to any other territory who's interested. If you're listening and you get to encounter this video, please, give us a link. I'll put my information in the chat in terms of my WhatsApp, and you can give me a WhatsApp, and then I'll be able to provide you with further details in terms of how you can register and become a member of the organization. And we are looking forward for that. So I've just placed my WhatsApp information in there if you're interested in becoming a member of the African Diaspora Collective. Please, we're looking forward for that. I'm just going to do a short video. This is going to be the first, and I will be back from time to time updating you with more information on this platform. So look forward to sharing more information with you. Look forward to hear from you in relation to becoming a member of the African Diaspora Collective.